What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So I am going to be doing another room tour. So I think I did one at the beginning of 2024. I did like collection, like individual collection tours and stuff like that. But I kind of want to go over the entire room once more before I leave for Australia. Also, this summer I was super blessed and just fortunate to grow the collection in many ways, and yeah, just really cool things were able to happen this summer. So I do want to highlight those things. But yeah, I've mentioned it many times, but I am going to Australia. Oh my gosh, I'm leaving in 9 days. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to Australia for 3 months. So I figured I would do like a little room tour before I go. And yeah, so let's start in the corner over here with Barracuda Bay. I actually don't show this area very much, just because it's, over by my nightstand and everything. There's just not much over here. But Barracuda Bay, love this set. Got it, probably about 3 years. I was a freshman and I'm graduated now, so I've had it for a while, but it is just such a beautiful set. I definitely need to dust it. It's over in the corner, so I kind of forget about it at times, but I do love how it looks. It's so bright and colorful. I really wanted this set, and I was able to get it. And yeah, so we have Barracuda Bay right there. Down here, I really did not have anywhere to put my Razor Crest box, so I just put it right there. And I kept the instructions out just to remind myself of how big of a set it is. It is my biggest set I've ever had. And just, oh my gosh, it was so much building. It was probably like 20 hours of building, I'm not even gonna lie. It was a lot. And then down here, actually, I did recently just pick up the iPad Pro, because I am going to Australia and I'm gonna need, well, I was gonna say laptop, but iPads are really useful if you get a Magic Keyboard. So I got that, and I was able to download Assassin's Creed Mirage on it. It's a super powerful product, and it's actually like the flattest thing Apple's ever made. So, anyways, we got that, and then a nightstand and everything. Coming over here, we have a dresser that I have some sets on here. So this also has changed. I mentioned it in another video, but I put part of Mos Eisley in storage. This all used to just be Mos Eisley up here, but I put part of Mos Eisley in storage. Not the main thing, obviously. We have Obi-Wan's hut there, minifigures, and obviously the main cantina. But I moved part of it into storage so then I could fit my custom Mantis up here, because it was like on a separate tiny desk, and it just looks better on display up here, and you can also like see the whole thing. So we have the Fallen Order crew on this side, and then the Survivor crew. It's the same crew, but just, the Survivor version on this side. So really happy with that. Also, these up here are little comic strip like things. Yeah. Over here, we have the map of my favorite game of all time, Red Dead Redemption 2. Really cool. You get this map if you like pre-ordered the game, and I pre-ordered it whenever it came out back in 2018. That was 6 years ago. In October, the game will be 6 years old. That's crazy. But yeah, have those hanging up there. This is still the same. Got a few Black Series right here. I really love that Aayla Secura mini or action figure. And then this part, man, this year has really been about the 3.75-inch figures. At the beginning of the year, I just kind of just went all in on it, because I've always been into Lego, and I still am, obviously, but this year I really just fell in love with collecting 3.75-inch figures on a level that I had never felt, I guess. Like, I just really went all in, and on top of that, the vintage collection has so far had a spectacular year in 2024, which has helped the collection, obviously. But yeah, and the big highlight of this year, for me, collecting is definitely the Jedi collection. I have been on a mission to try and collect every 3.75-inch Jedi that has been made, and I really, really grew the collection this year. I am interested. I want to go back and like see collection videos from like the beginning of 2024 because um, especially this summer, I got very fortunate with being able to pick up some of the uh, most expensive ones that they've made, especially like those Toys R Us ones right there. But yeah, super duper thankful for it. Have them all there on that shelf, and oh man, I love it. Another thing I was able to do this year was the Jedi Starfighters. So at the beginning of the year, I think I just had two. I had Anakin's and well, no, I just had Anakin's. At the beginning of the year, I just had Anakin's, and then the rest I was able to pick up, including the very expensive and rare Ahsoka's Starfighter. Um, yeah, I love that part. Really thankful for it. And then, yeah, I was able to pick up some more of these Clone Wars style figures. I was gonna say I got this Darth Revan in Paris. I didn't. I saw him in Paris, and I did not get him because I did not want. I didn't want to be paranoid that the card would be bent on the way home, so I ended up getting him at Toy Kingdom. And actually, I got him at Toy Kingdom, and they don't have him anymore. They sold out of him, and they never restocked. So I don't know what that's about. Because if they still had him, I definitely would have picked up another one to open. But I don't know. And then, you know, more Jedi, and then, you know, this part has all stayed the same. But on top, obviously, up here, I used to have all my different Jedi, but what I did was this is mainly just Anakin and Obi-Wan's up here, because I do have quite a bit of Anakin and Obi-Wan action figures, and then any, like, duplicate Jedi I have, but down here, it's all, like, the Jedi that aren't Anakin and Obi-Wan, except for that one Anakin. And also, speaking of Anakin's, I've said it so many times, but please, Hasbro, remake a 3.75 Revenge of the Sith Anakin for next year. This right now is my definitive one, and I actually, his hair is actually clay in the front because his hairline was so scuffed. It was like the one behind him, like just way too high. So yeah. And I was able to grow my clone troopers a lot this summer. Mainly like just with new releases. This new Rex is incredible. It's the definitive Captain Rex in my opinion. I was able to finish off my 2011 Phase 2 Clone Wars clones with this Commander Fox here. I picked up the Hunter. I got the new Vintage Collection 4-pack with those incredible clone troopers. What else did I get? Well, I got the gunship, which has more clones as well, but yeah. And then down here, I got that really cool Tantive diorama there. Django came out, obviously. Talon's a really cool one to get. The Purge Trooper, just everything. Really, really cool figures. I actually did get quite a bit of new Padme figures as well. Kind of growing a little bit of a Padme collection there. And then got stuff down here as well. So yeah, long story short, the 3.75-inch collection grew a lot, and I'm so beyond thankful for it. So yeah, and continuing on with that, this is probably the biggest highlight purchase of the summer. I was able to get my hands on a brand new sealed 3.75-inch Republic gunship. Oh my gosh. This had been a white whale item of mine for years. And, you know, especially with this year collecting so many Jedi, as well as clones and stuff, like, Jedi and clones mix so well, and you need a gunship. That's just like the cherry on top is a gunship. And so, I think it was like the end of June, I started looking, for gunships on eBay, and luckily enough, there were a few sealed listings that were on auction. And so there was one that was sealed, it was on auction, and I've told this story before, but basically it got down to the last like 3 seconds, and I made my final bid with like 3 seconds to go, which was a mistake because then somebody just bid up like $1 the last second. And I was so frustrated. I was like, oh my gosh. But the next day there was another sealed one ending, and I was like, okay, I gotta get it this time, and I have to wait for the very last second, and so I did, and I was very lucky enough to be able to have won it. So it was sealed, which is what I wanted. I wanted to get one sealed because there's a lot of components to the gunship and everything. And I mean, this gunship is 22 years old, so I didn't want like one that had been played with heavy and stuff. I wanted a new one, and I'm very thankful I was able to get that. Oh man, it really is a dream come true to own this. So yeah, obviously we have the pilots in the front. I actually had two pilots already, Clone Wars pilots, which was what I threw in here. Because this gunship is very versatile. It can be used for a lot of different things. And this mold is the same mold and everything that they use for the actual Clone Wars gunship. The only difference is the Clone Wars one has like a tinted cockpit. But they still even use this mold in 2013 whenever they remade it. But we have some Clone Wars figs in here. We have some regulars there. We have Kit Fisto. I actually have 3 figures of his Clone Wars version, so I threw one in there. And then a couple weeks after I got this gunship, I went to a antique mall, and they ended up having the 2 clones that came with the like accessory bubble turrets that complete this. So I was able to pick them both up. So now my gunship has the bubble turrets here. They're obviously not the big ones from 2013 because those are like $100 each, but they are the ones that were supposed to come with this version. I mean, they also did come with the 2 pilots, but I wanted to just keep these ones in here. I like the Clone Wars ones. We have Clone Wars Ki-Adi-Mundi there. I was able to pick that Mandalorian up at the toy department in Cincinnati, which is another thing. I was able to go to the toy department, which was a dream come true, getting to go there for my birthday. Really, really cool store. I loved it so much. And then I forgot, I picked up this shiny in Medina whenever I also got the bubble turrets. So that was pretty cool. Or maybe it was... Was that the same trip? No, it wasn't. That was a different trip. But it was in Medina that I was able to pick that up. And then over here we have another shiny and the other pilot. So yeah, I could talk about this ship all day. I love it so much, and I'm so thankful to have been able to get it. And then to keep this sort of with the Clone Wars theme, or clones, I have my Rex helmet and Cody helmet, which are beautiful Lego sets. Love those so much. But yeah, I just decided to put this here because it's, you know, it's near this. Also, I think I originally tried to put that ship on that shelf, but it did not work because it's a very large ship. I mean, it goes pretty far back, and the wings and everything. So I am very thankful that I was able to put it here, and it, you know, correlates with that. Up here, this shelf has not changed since I moved down here. Just because I love it. I think that these sets really mesh well together, and I just like the whole theme of it. Mandalorian, you know, with a is that an interceptor? I think, yeah, it's a TIE interceptor. But we have the 20th anniversary Jango Fett Slave 1. Really, really cool set. One thing I did do this year is I did sell the Zekis minifigure it came with. I think I made like $50 selling him on eBay, which, and you know, I'm okay with it. I think looking back on it, I was just desperate for money, but I'm okay with it because, I mean, to get $50 for a little minifigure in a set that I paid $120 for, that's pretty good. And the set itself is still expensive and rare, so, or not rare, but it's a more expensive set because it is Playscale Slave 1, because this is before they kind of started downscaling stuff, so, yeah, but I do love that set. We have Von Greg's, I believe, is it Von Greg? I forget, but it's basically a red TIE interceptor. Really, really cool. I picked this up whenever I was picking up the Xbox Series X back in 2020. I just thought that this set looked really cool, and I'm very glad I was able to get it. And then this was the first play set I got whenever I was getting back into Lego, and it is the Razor Crest, obviously, which at the time I thought it was a huge set. I was like, this thing is huge. Fast forward 4 years and I get this. So I just think that's funny, but I do love that set. This is probably one of my favorite shelves. This is my Starfighter shelf, and I actually just added a new Starfighter yesterday to it. One of my most wanted Lego Starfighters, Plo Koons, I was able to pick up yesterday at Toy Kingdom. So yeah, I just love this shelf. I think it's very vibrant, and I love Starfighters, obviously. So to have these here is really cool. I do believe that they are coming out with Ahsoka's Interceptor. I believe in January of 2025, so that would be cool to put, you know, making it look like it's flying next to Obi-Wan's and Anakin's. But yeah, Starfighters are one of the things that they do get pretty expensive on the aftermarket. So I believe those Interceptors are both relatively expensive, especially compared to their retail price. I know that Anakin's Custom Jedi Starfighter is quite expensive. I actually picked this up at Brick Universe in Columbus, Ohio, like in 2016 for retail price, just because I thought it looked really cool, and I knew it was Anakin and everything. I didn't know it was from the 2003 Clone Wars though at the time, but really cool ship. And I always said that it looked like Plo Koon, so it's nice to have Plo Koons next to it. And then we have the brand new Jedi Bob Starfighter, which is another beautiful set. Bob is actually in a display case, that's why he's not in the ship. But then we have Anakin's like actual Clone Wars Starfighter, and then we have Obi-Wan's Attack of the Clones Starfighter. So yeah, I do love that shelf. And then up here, I've also not changed it. Actually, I do need to dust it a little bit, you can see. But we have the Tantive playset. Oh man, I love this thing. I've kept it up there just because it looks so cool. And the cool thing about that shelf is it's glass, so you can like really see the underbelly of it, which works really well for a set like this. And there are some rare figures in this set. Well, Antilles used to be rare, but I think he's coming out in a set soon. But Bail Organa is a very rare minifigure, so I do really love that set though. Oh man, it's so cool. Okay, so coming over here, I did also change up this shelf as well. I think it used to just be the helmets, but then I wanted to display my Micro Galaxy Squadron vehicles because they used to be on this shelf and it looked a little cluttered. So I put the helmets on the side here, and then I was able to build a little contraption that's able to hold up the Slave One, which I really, really like. Getting to, you know, make that look like it's flying. I have Obi-Wan Starfighter kind of propped up like that so you can just see it better. I recently picked up this Imperial V-Wing. It's my only V-Wing thing I have. Well, I did make a custom Fire First V-Wing out of Lego, I guess, but I do like the V-Wing ships. And then we have another gunship here, Micro Galaxy Squadron Separatist Nightmare gunship. It looks really, really cool. It's so cool how you can actually fit the clone troopers in the bubble turrets. Okay, coming down here, I also do love this shelf. One of my favorite sets I have is the Wookiee gunship. I remember this was one that I had been wanting for many years. I had been seeing it in Toy Kingdom sealed, and it's funny, they still have it sealed at Toy Kingdom. All these years later, they never sold it because it's overpriced. They have it there for like $260, which is way too much money. I'd always really wanted it though, and I think that, you know what, if I did not find it for $100 sealed in a different store, I would have bought it at Toy Kingdom because I wanted it so bad. But I was lucky enough to find it at a different store for only $100 sealed, so I picked it up. And it's a great set from Rebels. Here in the middle, we have the brand new 2024 Sarlacc pit, like desert skiff set. I love this set. I think that it looks like the minifigures, first of all, are beautiful. I love the minifigures. And on top of that, it just looks so cool. It looks like a scene straight out of Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga, because it kind of is. And I did add a little invisible like piece to make Jango or Boba fly over the Sarlacc pit. So that's pretty cool. Over here, another one of my favorites, we have Grievous's Starfighter. This is one that I got for Christmas in 2020? Yes. Yeah, it would have been 2020 Christmas I was able to get this, which is really cool. The Airborne Trooper that came with this is a very rare and expensive minifigure as well, because it is the last clone that came with a comma. And I also have the brick heads of Commander Cody, just because it fits the scene and everything. So that's pretty cool. Coming down here, we do have my Phantom Menace shelf. So this summer, I was able to get a huge, I really went on a spending spree basically August 1st, getting all the new sets I wanted, as well as sets that I didn't get. They came out previously this year, just because I was so into 3.75-inch figures, I really didn't buy much Lego. But I wanted to get these sets because it is the 25th year anniversary for Lego Star Wars, and I wanted to get the exclusive minifigures. And also, I really wanted to get this Sith Infiltrator because I've always wanted this set. I mean, I love the Phantom Menace, I love Darth Maul, and I always thought that this ship looked really cool. So I was able to pick this up. It looks great. I did do a little modification. I just put this under it just to bring the top up more because it did droop a little bit. But we have Anakin there, Qui-Gon Jinn, Darth Maul. Here we have the 20-year anniversary set of the Pod Racer, which is a great set. That came with Padme, and then I have a pit right next to him, Jar Jar Binks. Young Obi-Wan in the background. He does have the wrong hairpiece because I'm putting it on my custom, classic Obi-Wan right now. And then we have the, I don't know what year this is. It's not the 2015 one, but it is the Naboo Starfighter from, what year is it from? I'm gonna say 2011 maybe. It's a older one. It's at least 10 years old at this point, but yeah, this is one I remember getting it for Christmas one year, building it, then I destroyed it, and then back in 2020 I actually rebuilt it, and I had to buy a few of the parts and pieces off of Bricklink because I had lost some pieces, but I do love that set. So really, really cool shelf right there. That's something that I was able to kind of throw together recently. And then down here, this is really sick. I was able to get my first ever Star Destroyer this year, obviously because a new one was released. And I really enjoyed building this set. I thought it was really fun to build. I always was fascinated with how Lego was able to get this shape down, like with like the under part and the top, and it was really interesting learning how they were able to do that. So it's a great set, incredible exclusive minifigure being Cal Kestis, and yeah. Over here we have my KOTOR Black Series figures, 3 of which are official. 1 is custom, that being my Juhani. I'm really proud of her. But aside from Red Dead Redemption 2, the KOTOR series, as well as the Jedi games, are my favorite games of all time. Which is why I did make a custom Ebon Hawk. This is also one of my most prized possessions. I spent so long making this thing, and I am just so happy with how it turned out. It's all custom. It's 100% custom by me, made out of just extra parts I had in my collection. I did not buy anything off of Bricklink, which is another reason why I'm so happy with it, because I'm like, dang, like that looks good, especially for being literally just extra pieces I had. So yeah, and then we have a few of the people over here, but the rest are in a case. So that is like my main shelves here. I'm just so thankful for it. They have changed quite a bit though since my last update. So I just wanted to highlight that. Coming over here, I still have quite a bit of sealed stuff, but a lot of these boxes are also empty just because I, didn't really have much room for them. But I still have the summer 2023 sets sealed, as well as like a couple newer ones up there. But yeah, this is just, it's a corner that's not really in use, so I figured I'd just put some boxes over here, which is nice. My favorite movie, aside from Star Wars, of all time is the Beatles' Yellow Submarine movie. I just love it. I don't know how else to explain it. It's not even that I'm so much a Beatles fan. Obviously, the Beatles are the Beatles. They have great music and stuff, but just the animation of this movie and just the weirdness of it, I loved it so much, and I still love it. So I have a poster there of that. And then I have like a random minifigure case. I don't know why that's there, but another thing I changed recently was this shelf. I used to have my Black Series here, and it's not that I don't like Black Series anymore, because I obviously do love Black Series, but I like 3.75 inch better, and also Black Series is so expensive. It's to a point where you're paying almost $40 for a brand new figure, which is it's too much. And in my opinion, the 3.75 inch figures do a better job than Black Series. For instance, the Black Series Hunter and the Vintage Collection Hunter, I think the Vintage Collection Hunter is a better figure. That's just my opinion though. And I did get some more vehicles and everything, and I just didn't have room to put these anywhere else. So I actually sold a little bit of my Black Series. The rest I put in storage. But things like this, like these figures, I love these ones. Like the Delta Squad and my clones and stuff. I'm just talking about like random troopers that I had for no reason, or just like sequel figures, like stuff like that I just don't care about. So that's why I did make this setup here. So starting over here, we have like a little cantina going on. For my birthday this year, I was able to get the Navarro Cantina playset, which I had been wanting for a long time because I watched, what's his name? Joe Runner? I think his name's Joe Runner, but he makes 3.75 inch reviews, and he usually uses his cantina as a backdrop. So I've always loved it for like just seeing it in those videos, and so I was very thankful to be able to pick it up. Over here I used like a little Playmobil desert piece to kind of make it look like they're in the desert. And I have a little Jawa there, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I really wanted to fill it up, just make it look, you know, alive, like people are coming here. We have Biggs talking to Luke, Chewie, Han, Stormtrooper that's off duty. We have some prequel figures as well. We have the scene of Ivan Sleazebago and Obi-Wan telling him to go home and rethink his life. This is the Death Trooper that came with this set, which is pretty cool. We have a custom Jedi I made using an extra Anakin I had. Pod Racer there. That's the Rebel Trooper that came with the Tantive Hallway. I recently picked up this Mandalorian. I think he's really cool. I believe he's the Mandalorian Judge. I just love his cloth piece and the orange helmet. My brother gave me this. He wanted to buy a clone, then he got this Ahsoka figure, then he realized he does stuff like that. He'll buy stuff and he doesn't even want it. So he gave this to me, and I have him with his helmet off, which is pretty cool. A few more pod racers here that I picked up at, I believe I picked these up at Happy Pappies. And then we have Watto, of course. And then this cantina piece used to be set up on my other display, but I figured it'd make more sense to put it with the rest of the cantina. So we have sort of like an extension of the cantina. But this, I was actually able to complete this set this year as well. Basically, that Obi-Wan and that Ivan figure separately were sold, but they both came with one half of the cantina bar. I was able to get both of them, which is really, really cool. And manning this bar, we have Dexter Jetster, which is pretty cool. So I really do love this area. And then over here, we have a Death Watch Mandalorian. Got him in Florida. This is a very old figure of mine I've had. I always thought it was Luke, but I recently figured out it's not Luke. It's actually some guy from the comics. So he's cool. That is Luke, though, holding his helmet. We have a Stormtrooper guarding the inside, not letting C-3PO or R2 in. We have a water tower there. And then we have a extra FX search of mine because I was able to get his more articulate version for only $10. That was a steal of a lifetime. So I just put this one here. Up here we do have my sealed Commander Fox from the Clone Wars. Very cool figure. And then next to him we have one of his troopers being the Senate Security, which I picked up at Toys That Time Forgot. Oh, that was a really cool trip. This thing right here is also one of my most prized possessions. I made a whole video about it, but basically, you guys know I'm obsessed with starfighters, and they only made 6 official Clone Wars starfighters. The Clone Wars style is my favorite. They only made 6 official ones. I went to Happy Pappies one time, and I got another one of Obi-Wan's for only $10. And my dad was like, we should try to make this a custom. And I was like, you know what, yeah. But I didn't really think much of it, and months went by until the summer where we finally were able to sit down and make it a custom. And I had always wanted to turn it into Saucy Tins because I thought that his design was really cool. It's like a dark green with, it's basically Ahsoka's design, but just different color palette. Um, and this is how it turned out. I think it looks great. It looks incredible, especially for literally being custom. My dad basically did all of it. The only thing I did was I did the droid and a few touch-ups on the paint job and stuff, but he really just wanted to do this for me, and it was just so cool. I love this thing. I think it turned out great. Um, I still don't know how he was able to get the star pattern done so well. I mean, he did that freehand. Just everything about it. I love this thing so much. So we have this set up here, kind of like a little docking bay. We got some ships parked here. We have that's the 2003 Clone Wars Saucy Tin. And then whenever I was making that, and whenever I got this Clone Trooper at Toys of Time Forgot, they were doing, basically the whole month of July, they were doing like 10% off the entire store. And so we went there, and they had the like 2003, 2002 style clone or Jedi Starfighter there. So basically, before the Clone Wars style Starfighters, this is how they had been making them. So this is Saucy Tins. It was $50, but with 10% off, we got a discount, obviously. So I did pick this one up as well. The cool thing is, like, first of all, the color scheme is awesome. I love the orange, yellow, red design. We do have him in his ship there, and he has like a little yellow droid, which obviously changed in the Clone Wars, but what's really cool is the red design there is the same design on the back of his head, so it really does show that it is his Starfighter. And while I was there as well, they did have this really cool Darth Vader's Sith Infiltrator, or Jedi, I I completely butchered that. It was Darth Vader's Jedi Interceptor. And I looked it up, and basically, whenever the Empire took over, there was kind of an in-between time where they were still using like Jedi used things such as interceptors and stuff. So Vader did use an interceptor for a little bit. And obviously he painted it black and put Imperial logos on it. But this one was also like $50, but I got a discount on it as well. So I do really love that one. Another Luke there, and then that is, I forget his name, but he was like the best. Oh, Sunterfell. Yeah, that's Sunterfell from the comics and everything. He was the best Imperial pilot, so I have him standing there. So yeah, that is that shelf. Really happy with it. And I'm glad that I, made it 3.75. I think it's more interesting than it was whenever it was Black Series. This shelf has also not changed, so let's go through it really quick. We got the Mandalorian Starfighter, I forget what it's called, Mandalorian Starfighter, really cool set. The Bad Batch set, which actually I recently just realized this is a very expensive set on the aftermarket. I never realized that. I guess people didn't really buy it whenever it came out, maybe. I pre-ordered it whenever it came out because I really wanted this set. I love the Bad Batch. It's a great show. It did end this year. Oh, man. Oh my gosh, I completely forgot. The Bad Batch ended, and that last episode was so, like, I might have shed a tear. I don't know. It was really good. It was really, really good. I do have Cad Bane's Infiltrator. Why am I saying, I'm calling literally everything an Infiltrator. Cad Bane's Cruiser, whatever it's called, I do have that sealed. But I did open my Bad Batch shuttle. The minifigures are very expensive as well. It's like $40 per fig, which is crazy. So anyways, we got that. We have the Imperial shuttle. This I also got at Toys of Time Forgot, sealed. This is Palpatine's shuttle, obviously, with a clone trooper in the inside. Palpatine's shuttle and the Bad Batch shuttle, I believe, are like the same model, I guess, model type. And then we have the 2019 Kylo Ren's shuttle. Up here we have the buildable BD-1, my AT-AT Walker, and Darth Vader's Sith Castle thing. So yeah, pretty cool. Nothing's changed over here with the Black Series. I do really love these. Except for maybe I did put the Purge Trooper here instead of the other Clone Trooper because the other Clone Trooper kept on falling because of its hook. But yeah. The city is the same, obviously. The Funko Pops haven't changed. What has changed is this corner over here, which I did show in my other video. I did build C-3PO and R2, which look great. I love them together. I have my open Dime Novel Legends figures, which are spectacular, and my British Guard there. Ringo Starr, Beef Squatch, Evolutions pack of Clone Troopers. This is new, my Padme Evolutions pack. I had always wanted this one. Like I said earlier, I was trying to build up my Padme collection, and so whenever I went to the toy department, I was able to get this for only 40 bucks, which is a pretty good deal. This is also new, and I love it. I love it so much. I've been showing you guys my new sets I got this year, and obviously a lot of them came with 25th anniversary minifigures, and I wanted to have somewhere to put them. So a majority of them, well actually all of them I have, are in here. And then some more minifigures that just I really like. There's Jedi Bob, and then my Red Dead minifigures. And then up here, there's that Airborne Trooper, clones. There's my custom Anakin, which I recently upgraded. I painted his hair. There is like a Mandela effect that everybody thinks for some reason that Revenge of the Sith Anakin had dark brown hair. And it was actually like blondish brown, like it was like a dirty blonde. And I guess just because he was evil and he wore dark robes, people kind of just think back and they think that he had dark brown hair, but he actually didn't. I might actually make a video about that because I think it's interesting. And then we have the Commander 5s, exclusive, and then more clones. And then here are my KOTOR minifigures, custom but made by me. And then I don't know if I ever showed this. This is a custom Greedo, made out of felt that my grandma made me. And then we have another Dime Novel Legend there. There's outside. It's a very sunny day. Over here we have my Xbox. I got a new controller. Got some games and everything. I did pull out my Arno Dorian because I recently played through Assassin's Creed Unity and it's a great game. And then over here we just have some plushes. And then obviously the minifigure wall. I haven't shown this for a while, but I don't think much has changed in it. It's mainly just CMFs. So yeah. What's cool about these is it's golf ball displays. My dad used to display golf balls, and he doesn't do that anymore, so I was able to use it for minifigures, and it looks great. And then I have this, I was going to say Revenge of the Sith, it's just Star Wars, it's a Star Wars painting thing. So that's pretty cool. So that's really, oh, I forgot to even show, I forgot about like the main part. UCS Razor Crest, obviously, one of my favorite things I own. If you guys know the story, my grandpa literally bought this for me on a random day in January and sent it to my house without me knowing. He had asked my mom like what my most wanted set was, and I told her, I didn't know why she was asking me. I told her it was the Razor Crest. Turns out she told him and he bought it for me, and so one morning I just woke up and it was outside my house, and I literally cried a tear of joy. It was the nicest thing anybody's ever done for me. Like, oh my gosh, so cool. So I love that set. We have, this is where I, like, my favorite open black series I keep out here. So like Cal Kestis here, we have the Survivor and the Fallen Order version. We have some clones here, Jet Trooper, Shock Trooper, 212 Trooper. Another one of my favorite sets of all time, I have Ninjago City Gardens. What a beautiful, colorful, amazing set. I love it so much. It's just such a, like, you walk in and see that and you're like, whoa. And it's so tall too. Like, that is a tall set. We have Commander 5s, Mace Windu's Legion, and then this reg I did get in Paris, France, which is really cool. I had always wanted to get this figure. I've never found it anywhere else but that store in Paris, so that was really cool. And then honestly, this is probably my favorite set I own, just because the nostalgia, even though it came out my sophomore year, so it's like 3 years old, but just that time and everything, just wanting the set so bad whenever I saw the photos of it and being able to get it. And I remember I built it whenever I had awful poison ivy on my arm. it, I love the set. I love it so much. I had always wanted a gunship thing. This is my first actual gunship item I ever bought. And to get it on this scale was just so, so cool. So, that probably is my favorite set I own. And then next to it, I had to throw in the gang here. We got the Attack of the Clones, Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Padme. And I said it before, I'll say it again, that Anakin has the best Hayden Christensen likeness of any figure I have. So yeah. I guess the biggest change with this is just that the extra things I've just kind of cleaned up, because beforehand I had my Micro Galaxy Squadrons all over the place. I just cleaned it up. Now it's like chunks of figure. I just think it looks better. Here's where I do some filming. I actually do a lot more filming on this table than I used to. I used to film a lot more in my closet, but I kind of like the background being like that and everything, so I kind of film here now. I think that I'm going to be taking these minifigures here with me to Australia just to have, a little piece of the collection with me. So we just have, they're all kind of like classic minifigures, which is kind of cool. And then I did buy another Rex to bring with me. I mean, this Rex is just such a great figure, so I went ahead and did that. And then let's show the closet. So yeah, the closet has kind of turned into more of a storage area. I don't film as much in here. I used to do a lot of filming on this table, and I still could if I wanted to, but like I said, I just have been filming more out there. But under this table, I keep a lot of sealed stuff. Most of what you see here is sealed. There's a lot of stuff in here, though. Like, I have a clone there, base plates, boxes. There's my droids and stands, a bunch of cases for action figures. Over here, this is all action figure accessories here, like lightsabers, heads, coats, weapons, stands, like just base plates. This is like important stuff I need for minifigures. Others, like, it it looks like a mess, but it's an organized mess. Like, I know what everything is. We have Lego creatures, Lego weapons, Lego accessories, just random minifigures here. This is where I keep my parts, organized by color. This part over here has gotten a lot more messier, mainly because of the summer sets. Like these are all summer set boxes, as well as ones over there, but oh, I didn't see it for a second, but underneath those boxes I do have my big case full of minifigure accessories. As you can see there, I love that case. It's full of heads, torsos, legs, hair pieces, just everything. So anytime I make customs, that's what I use. These bins here are where I put sets in storage. As you can see, there's like the AATE? ATTE? ATTE. I forgot for a second. But yeah, 3 boxes of storage. And then I also keep some extra minifigures up here, like these clones. These are kind of just random minifigures, I guess. These are Star Wars minifigures. There are Star Wars minifigures in here, though, so you know what? I might take out all the Star Wars minifigures and put them in here. But just, bags of minifigures. This table's here. Got some Wookiees there. We have the Ninjago City Gardens poster. Snake from Animal Crossing. I custom made that. Up here we have a ton of boxes. This space is really nice to keep boxes up here. So we got that. In this Lego brick, I have a ton of my loose 3.75 inch figures that I just don't have a use for right now, but I'm just gonna keep them in there for now. I've got some Playmobil here, the Yellow Submarine gang there. I do have the Yellow Submarine. I mentioned that that's my favorite movie. It is, and I do have the actual Yellow Submarine, but it is in storage, so. These, I got like these little little wooden mannequins, last year, and I ended up making Obi-Wan and Anakin out of them using felt, and I have a Anakin mannequin. So that was kind of the thought process behind that. And I actually did buy a third one, and I was gonna make Cal Kestis, and I never got around to doing it. I wonder if I still have it, because if I do, I'll make Cal. But then we have some Fortnite figs there, and then just random stuff. KOTOR boxes as well. Up here, so I'm not gonna say I'm proud of this, but I really had nowhere to put my Christmas Black Series, so I literally have them all here. But every year my dad buys me the whole wave of the Christmas Black Series, which is really cool. I think that these are sick. You know, I was talking about Black Series, and I'm more selective on what Black Series I like now, but stuff like this that, you know, they don't make this in 3.75, and like, this is really an exclusive thing, is to get these Christmas figures. So I really do like these figures a lot, and they're really creative. This year was great with like the Snow Jawa, the Ewok, Purge Troopers, everything like that. I really loved it. Here's all my 25th anniversary stands, and then the R2 and C3PO there. Here's my clone army. It's been moved around a lot, and, you know, it's seen very many different ways of being displayed, but I do love this way of displaying it. I made the display stands, and I just have them all very, very close together to one another, and they're all kind of organized, and I think that they just look great. It is over 100 minifigures here. Maybe not here, but I do have over 100 clones, like here, and just, you know, in the display cases and everything. But yeah, really, really cool minifigures here. And then in the back, I do have my 4-pack boxes, just to make it look even better, and some customs up here, as well as custom Marines, and then a Pod Racer box there. Here's my ring light thing. I don't use it as a ring light, I just use it as a camera holder. And then oh, that's my favorite character from the Jedi Academy books, which are kind of like Diary of a Wimpy Kid, but Jedi version. I used to read them all the time growing up, and that was my favorite character, Tegan. She's a Twi'lek. I have some Black Series as well. I love this one. This is Pilot Hawk, Clone Pilot Hawk, and it's in the old style packaging of the Clone Wars packaging they used to do, which I love so much. I got that one a long time ago. I got that one 2021, 2020. Was it 2021? No, that was 2021, but it was a while ago. My brother got me this for Christmas one year as a Stormtrooper keychain. And then we have the Bad Batch here. Really, really cool. I do love the Black Series Bad Batch. I don't have Imperial Crosshair, but I do have these guys, which is pretty cool. And then we have Ghost Qui-Gon. I also picked him up in Paris, so he's pretty special to me. And then Pre Vizsla, which is pretty cool. And then I have just one random vintage collection, because as you can see by the nails, I used to have a lot more figures in here hanging up, but I wanted to kind of declutter it, or not clutter, but just I think I opened some of them. Actually, I opened quite a bit of them, and then I hung other ones up out in the actual display. Then down here, this display thing was from my 2000 or my Clone Wars Plo Koon Starfighter. I got it sealed, and the really cool thing about whenever you buy them sealed is the boxes turn into to backdrops, and they're all different. This one is like a space fight backdrop, which is pretty cool, and I filmed a few videos in it. Here's some extra figures that I did have to take off the display. They used to be where I have my Saucy Tin Starfighters and my Cantina, but I had to take them down because there just was not enough room for them. But I did get most of these at Toy Kingdom this year, or the toy department. So we have Nute Gunray and his other Neimoidians there on a desert display. We have Chancellor Valorum, Chancellor Palpatine, the Twi'lek Chancellor. This is the Vintage Collection Barisafi. I got the new, or I got her original blue Vintage Collection one from Toys of Time Forgot, so I replaced it. I replaced her with that one. This is my custom concept art Anakin Skywalker. I've seen the actual figure so many times in stores, and I've just never bought it, but I did make a custom one here. Rebel Trooper, So I've had this one for so long, Burnt Anakin, and then R4P17. And then I have some random Playmobil there. But yeah, I think that'll about do it for my updated room tour. Um, I've literally been recording for 50 minutes. It's taken a minute, but I did really want to highlight everything and really just go over, you know, all of it, because a lot has changed this year, in the last couple months even. Like, if we take a look at it, like what the room looked like during May compared to now, it's changed a lot. And I'm actually looking at something I forgot to mention. I also got this Commander Appo figure, because my Captain Fox used to be there, but then I went to Toys at the time forgot, and I picked up this Appo because I thought it looked really cool, so I put him there instead. But yeah, you know, just stuff like that, like a lot of little changes, but really cool stuff going on in the room, and I'm super duper blessed and thankful for all of it. So anyways, guys, if you did enjoy the video, make sure to hit like, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.